We're recording, so that means that the class will be recorded, but the Q&A at the end will not. So it'll just be a video of me if that's a concern of yours. Just me talking to you and teaching class. Welcome. I am so glad you're here. Honestly, this used to be the scariest thing I did all year. Like truly, like promoting something was like so scary. 3 years ago, I started this program and I had zero experience with online stuff. I went from full-time in-person fitness to this during the lockdown, like in a pandemic. And I thought it would last 6 weeks. And it's lasted 3 years, and I'm pretty proud of that. So I always like to start with some sort of intro. A lot of you know me. I do have experimenters in here and friends, and at least one daughter. There might be two. I understand there will be two daughters. My name is Kimberly. I've been doing fitness in LA since 1980, which is before some of you were born. And if you were around in 1980, it was like no workout shoes for women. Yoga mats had not yet been invented. My dress code at the gym I worked in high school required nude tights, leg warmers, hair up, a sweatshirt with big logo that said something like no pain, no gain, or, I don't know, one of those other things. We got bonuses if we made people barf. Literally. And I quit that job because I thought that was wrong, of course, but it was a crazy time in fitness and it was very, very different. So if you've known me forever, you know that I've been doing this and showing up for fitness for women since 1980, which is a lot of phases, right? A decade per phase. So like aerobics phase, all yoga phase, spinning and weights phase. There was a celebrity phase in there. There was teaching PE. There was working in a pediatric PT clinic with spectrum kids and other special needs kids. There was doctor referrals, and in one phase, I was like, give me the most difficult clients ever for 10 years. I was like, okay, they were really hard. But what I learned was how to, work on teams with doctors and who to call when something came to me that I couldn't handle. So what I'm trying to say is that there's no injury or illness that you could bring to my group that I wouldn't already have some touch point of experience with. And if I didn't, I have doctors on call to do all the research and get all the info. And the cool thing about the experiment is that it's very, very individualized. And I like to know my people. I like to make sure they know me. Everyone has access to me. I'm watching you live on a screen here. So if you see me looking over there, that's what I'm doing. I love providing extra attention and goodies. That's just my way. And you can always get to me in the DMs. I don't have big boundaries around it because my clients are lovely. And I never feel like it's just like when I had a studio and I would pick up the phone and say Triangle Studio, right? It's exactly the same. You can get to me. I'm not trying to be incognito. So the difference between this class and the experiment is that I don't know everyone who's going to come on the call. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of replay people that don't know my work and don't know me. So I want to tell you that this class needs to be accessible so that you can be successful. I'm not trying to kick your ass. It's not my style anyway, but especially in this context, we're going to do a taste. If you know my work and you're in the program already, you know how to work harder. And that's a big piece of the experiment is I teach people how to work harder and how to work softer depending on the day. And what I mean by that is sometimes you don't feel like showing up. But the beauty of an online class is that you just roll in. You roll in when you roll in. I don't care if you're late or leave early. It makes no difference. You can be in your sweats or your jammies, or I've had people show up in their sundress from work or whatever. I mean, it just doesn't matter. And I want it to be like home for your body. I don't want it to be like, I got to be matching, got to be clean, got to put my hair up. None of that. What else? I have lots and lots to say. I'll be saying it during class. And I'm going to treat this class as though I don't know you well. So if I do, pardon the repetition. Let's see. It does take a couple classes to feel like you've got it, to feel like it's getting to the place where it's making a difference and you really want more, and you have to give yourself that time. It would be unethical for me to say 6 weeks from now, you're going to be strong and ready. You're going to have all the words I don't use, right? You'll be fit, you'll have a six pack, you'll blah, blah, blah. What I can promise is you're going to feel better and you're going to feel strength building. And for me, that is the very, very most important thing. And if you're not feeling that, then we can talk about it. That's really important to me too, is that we can be in conversation. This is a program where I'm trying to teach you how to be in conversation with your body. I model that by being in conversation with mine. I want the class to be a conversation between you and I. And also, if you want to be completely like left alone, anonymous, don't bug me, that's fine too. It's all fine. So online fitness is the bomb, and I'll never go back to teaching in person except for special events. I love to hug people and I love to touch people, and I almost feel like my intuition is a little better on Zoom, which was unexpected. I thought that I would lose that intuition piece when I wasn't in person, and I found that it's actually quite a bit stronger, which is super fun. So all of that said, I have more notes and I could keep talking, but I'm not going to. Here goes the stickies. We will start now standing and see what happens. Let me just switch these screens. So I have you guys big and me small. We will have a Q&A after, just like always. And all questions are welcome. Questions, celebrations, brags, if you will. And anything else you want to talk about? Okay, we're recording. It's good. Let's go. So we're going to start standing, and you're going to clasp your hands behind and just pull your knuckles down. So basically you're going to inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, roll through. Here's the side view. Inhale, chest up, high as you can, and exhale, roll through. 2 more times. Inhale, lift, 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 and exhale, roll through. And last one. Inhale up, and exhale, roll through. Stay round, clasp your hands, and press forward. Drop your head. Inhale, lift up as high as you can, and exhale, open. Go again. Big inhale and exhale, press forward. Inhale, lift up, up, and exhale, open. Twice more. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, lift, and exhale, open. Last one. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, lift, and exhale, open. Grab your right wrist in the back and take your left ear to shoulder. So from the back, it looks like this. Basically just pressing the shoulder down by moving the right hand toward the floor, using the left hand to kind of give it a little bit of extra oomph. And then switch when you're ready. Couple of breaths. The side of the neck is a little bit stubborn. Try to notice that your face is facing forward rather than your chin being down or your eyes being up. It's right in the middle. And then take your right arm up and over, side stretch. Inhale, exhale, switch sides, big breath, and reach. Mostly up, not too over. So establish that height here, and then exhale, tiny tip. Inhale, lift, and exhale, over. When you're ready to inhale again, take both arms up, go up as high as you can, and right tricep stretch. So you're grabbing your elbow, softening your knees. You may want to pelvic tilt, and if you can't get your elbow toward the ceiling, go ahead and let it roll forward a little bit and sometimes across toward the left side. So we're looking for that stretch in the back of the arm. When you're ready, switch sides. Same deal. So this is my tight side on this one. As pelvic tilt happens, it's going to feel a little less easy to do. So you can still roll forward and roll across. When you're ready, take both arms to the ceiling, clasp your hands and reach, and exhale, fold in two. So hands above the knees, inhale, arch your back, and exhale, round. Inhale, arch just really gently, seeing what the spine is willing to do at this point. Exhale, round. Twice more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Big breath and exhale. Stay round. Roll all the way up and reach. And exhale. We're going to start with a set of squats. So inhale, hips back, and exhale, hips forward at a minimum. What I want you to start to learn is that on the way down, it's all thighs. And on the way up, you're wrapping the work around to the back so that your glutes can be active. So if you've been in the program a long time and you already know you can do more than 10, go ahead and squat through the 10. If you're new, just stop at 10, and then we're going to pulse at the bottom. And if you're not a squat person, if your knees are bothering you and you know it's not for you, I will give you modifications in the next round. So once you get your 10, hold at the bottom and small pulses. And as you pulse, you're just thinking about this is all thighs. There's no glutes happening here. We're trying to make the thighs a little bit more tired so that your glutes can kick in deeper on the next set. And when you've done about 10 pulses, or you start to feel tired, whatever that number is, lift up with your glutes and go again. Inhale and exhale. So you know what to do here. Now do a set of squats. Here's some alternatives. If you have a knee that bugs you, it doesn't matter why, and it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is. In the experiment, we always work around pain and injury. So if you have something that is there, you're going to change it to a wall sit and see if you can do that one. And most likely, you can do that wall sit higher or lower, but most people will be able to do a wall sit if they can't squat. In the meantime, we're squatting. We're going as long or as many as you want to, and then you'll pulse at the bottom just like before. And we're just waiting. We're waiting for the legs to get tired. We're doing that on purpose. We're looking for the thighs to get more involved. If you feel like it's too much, you're going to come up higher and do some little pulses up higher. And we are going to do a third set. So come all the way up, engage those glutes. Inhale, exhale. Now in class, we might add a weight in the third set, and you guys can do that if you want to. This is not going to be an equipment class, but I'm just aware of who's here today. Inhale and exhale. So feel your glutes on the way up and your thighs on the way down. When you get your 10 or the number that you like, we're going to do this last set of little pulses, and then we're going to switch into something else. So you should have a good base of feeling like this might be hard. You know what I mean? Come down on hands and knees. Inhale and exhale. Just again, moving the spine, checking in, seeing what it's capable of. And then on the third one, after you round, bring your spine to the middle, take one foot out and tuck under. Now, if you have tender wrists or sensitive wrists, I'd much rather you did this on your elbows, because wrists, once they are being snarky, they kind of stay that way. So tuck under and then add the second leg. So plank pose is about form, not length of time. Once you get yourself into the tucked under position, you're going to shoot your heels back and shoot your head forward. And when you start to arch your back and lose your form, you put the knees on the ground and inhale, exhale here. Your body needs to know the difference between arching and rounding and being in the middle. So bring the spine to the middle, take 1 foot out, tuck under and find your glutes on that side. It'll be a one-sided glute connector. And then go second. So I've told this story a million times, but it just happened again last week where I was driving past a middle school and all the little plank posers in PE class were like totally arched and struggling. And the coach is just walking around with a timer going 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. And it's like, no, after your second plank, you're going to inhale, exhale. The point is, PE doesn't teach us or didn't teach us how to do stuff. And so that makes all kinds of like feelings happen in a younger person. Like, I'm not good at this. I'll never be able to do it. Third plank when you're ready. And if you get into a good plank pose and your form is really there, you're tucked under, your legs are long, everything's firing, and you can hold for 3 breaths, just 3, and you get tired and you come out of it, that is better than holding the minute with the arch back and just letting it all go. So after your third one, you'll again go inhale, exhale. And then bring yourself to standing any way you want to. So if you're a person who comes up and feels a little dizzy, I want you to pause, wait, let your body do what it's doing. So we're going to get the heart rate going a little bit. Easy marches. I should say that I tend to do class barefoot unless I'm feeling whatever, like when I broke my toe, I wore sneakers, or if my knee is bugging me, I wear sneakers. And so either way works fine. Let's add some arms to this march. This is one way to do the arms. Another way is more like opposite hand to knee. But whatever you like, we're just trying to get heart rate up a little bit. Good, good. And then we're going to pulse down again in that parallel horse kind of position. And we're going to play with a little bit of balance. So we're going to go down into the squat and up into the balance. And there are no expectations that balancing looks like my lucky first 2 just looked. Some days my balance is totally off. Some day my balance is on. Has to do with a lot of things. If I fly, it's off. If I am focused, it's on. Guess who's focused today? Inhale and exhale. This can be small and lift, small and lift, or you can go deep. See, there we go. Keep going. Exhale. I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm just saying balance is one of those things that you're supposed to be working on. You're not supposed to like have it wired already. One more each side. And then from there, put your feet together. You're kind of in the middle of your mat. Step side, reach up. So there's some optional pieces to this. You don't have to reach up. You can go just the side step, hands on thighs, or you can go touch the floor, lift. So even though all of the motions and positions I've done so far are pretty typical to any exercise program, here's what's different. I'm asking you to connect to your body. I'm asking you to not feel as though you're getting your butt kicked, right? I'm asking you to just let it ease in, know yourself, stay away from pain, and make this workout work for you rather than against you. One more each side. Okay, open out to open horse. And it's not that I can't teach a hard workout, I can. Trust me. There's nothing I like more. Especially with guys. I only work with women, as you know. But in the old days, if a man would trickle into class, I just really love working him really hard into a puddle and complaining. Hold it here. Let me show you the side view on this open horse. So tailbone is down, knees are open. Just hold it there. You're just holding. There's nothing else happening. You can be way, way higher if you prefer that for your knees or for whatever. But as you look at your thighs and your feet, that angle lines up. Super important. And when you're tired, lift up and stretch each side. So grab something and hold on, and then stretch each thigh. Press down into open horse again, and then turn to the left side and short lunge. Stop here for a second. Little tiny pulses in short lunge. And there are always people in my class and in the world whose ball of the foot or whose ankle in the back can't do this one. So everyone stay here and pulse if it feels okay back there. If it doesn't, you're going to go from here parallel into the one foot and just pulse with more pressure into the one leg. Okay. Come on through to the open horse and go to the other side. Little tiny pulses. So again, focusing on what's happening, you've got your thighs working, obviously. You can activate your glutes, feel it with your hand. If they won't participate, just make a note of that. It's no big deal. We're just going to strengthen that a different way later. And then come on through the middle, open horse and short lunge. Open horse and short lunge. And there's a bunch of variations that we do here. So you could make it a little harder by raising one arm or two arms or no arms. Here's two. Keep going. And remember, if your thighs are getting tired, we're going really small, really small, really small. As you get stronger, some will drop deeper, some will not. You'll have strong days and less strong days. Hold in the middle, open horse, and this time we're going to pulse. So if your body's used to thinking that you need to be getting really sore after a really hard workout in order to get stronger, I want to help you kind of reprogram that. Okay. The way to keep yourself coming back to a workout is all about being able to do it, right? You should never be so sore the next day that you can't do the thing you want to and hopefully love to do. We got to get you right in that sweet spot where, come on up and stretch. You feel it, but it's not too much. And that takes practice. Switch when you're ready. Step wide apart, open your left toes. So left toes are open, right toes are forward. You might have seen triangle poses in yoga. I do it slightly different. Soften your left knee, reach out through your arms, go with your ribs and go to the triangle. And lots and lots and lots of yoga classes and teachers, but even more clients end up thinking this is a stretch down in here, but it's not. The beauty of the triangle pose and the triangle series in yoga is the strength. So to put your body in an asymmetrical position here and to think of it as pelvis has now gone on the diagonal, off level. Spine is coming up perpendicular. You're going up as high as you can. We're not worrying about how low. That's why the knee is soft and the hand is here. And then as you stay there, think about pelvic tilting a little bit. Breathe down into your abdominals, down, 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 near your pubic bone. See if you can get some sensation way down low. And when you're ready, switch. So turn your feet, big breath, soften your right knee, and go. So I personally love about 60% of yoga. The other 40% I could toss out. And here's why. If you're going to yoga class and you are super flexible and the class is giving you more flexibility, where does the strength come from? Well, it might be coming from the yoga class, sure. And come on up. It might also be that the motions and positions that they are doing for strength are not the ones you need for strength. So here we are, we're turned to the other side, we're a little wider, and we're down into it. Left forearm on the thigh, right arm up. So it's a bent leg triangle. You would see this more looking like this probably. But down here makes this shoulder do a funky thing in rotation. So we're staying up, we're staying open in the shoulder and reaching way up here. So if you're a cautious knee person, you're going to come way higher. We're staying in that pain-free, still working vibe. Find your glutes on the right, fire them up, tuck under a little, breathe down into your abdominals. What can your pelvis do there to be stronger? See if you can tuck under. And when you're ready, switch. Big breath. Bend the knee. Forearm on the thigh and lift. Find your glutes on the left, push your pelvis forward. You've got a little bit of a tuck under sensation. It won't go far, you guys. It's just the direction of tuck under. Breathe down into your belly, raise up through the arm, and then find a spot for your eyes where your neck is the happiest. And from there, come on up. All right, get your legs together. We're going to just shake out for a second. Now, in a regular class, in the experiment, we might break off and do weights here. We might do stuff with balls. There's a whole bunch of equipment stuff we do. If you're in my program and you want to do that in this section, do it. If you're new to me, we're just going to go to the floor and start working other angles of the legs and hips. So, side lying on your left. Oh, let me change that. Side lying on your left side, working your right leg first. Either, oh, nice. Either you're all the way down with your arm extended and your head down, or you've got your hand on your head. Either way, it's a comfy position for your head and neck. So the legs extending right out from the hip, and you're just going to lift and lower. Okay, so I have a big theory about why a great approach to women's fitness is about balancing out the strength in the lower body. So we're going to do about 10. I've already lost count, but you can count if you want. I'll get you there. Let's do 3 more. And the point is, we already have strong thighs, right? We already use our thighs all the time, every time you take a step. So we're doing little tiny pulses at the top here, 10 times. And then you'll stack your knees into clamshell position, 90-degree hip, 90-degree knee, and lift lower. So the trick here is not to move your hip back. If your hip goes back and your knee goes high, you're going out of the strength zone. So keep it forward. You can plunk your right elbow on the floor if you want, and just lift lower within range of what you can do. Let's do something a little different. I want you to just do as many as you can, and then rest, and then go again. So if your number is huge, you may only be doing 1 set, okay? So as many as you can, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 10. Okay, going back to, your thighs are already strong. These muscles at the side of the hip, these are lateral stabilizing muscles. There's a group of muscles at the side of your hip that keep you much more stable than if you just had a walking program and you just use your thighs all the time. okay? If you have stronger hips, your low back is going to be a lot more comfortable and stabilized over time. And some of those weird, quirky things that backs do will start to go away. We've all gone through those phases. My goodness, I've had 4 kids. There was certainly some unstable low back years. And at 61, my body is more stable and stronger than it was in my 30s and 40s for a zillion reasons, but mostly I've gotten stronger in places that used to be weak. Okay, so hopefully you did a number of these and a rest and went back into it. From there, you're going to go on hands and knees. I like to take this one on the elbows, but you can stay on the hands if you want. The leg stays bent at 90 degrees and you lift lower. So on this one, be careful not to arch your back. Tuck under, use your glutes. Try to feel where this work is coming from. So from the bottom, knees down, to the top, knee up, there's no sway back. There's no moving the low back at all. So breathe back into your abdominals, really feel what they're doing. And let's do the same thing. Let's just go as many as you can in good form. And then we'll go out to the side as many as you can. Same thing in the best form you can find. So in case you've gotten tired already, I'm going to show you what's coming next. From hands and knees, take your hands to the left a little bit and then lift, lower the knee to the side. So again, you know, I did this stuff when I worked at Jane Fonda's in the 80s, right? And then the whole fitness world kind of outgrew them and thought, oh, that's just so like old school, old fashioned, whatever. And then one of my daughters hurt her knee, and guess what she was given for physical therapy? It was this. And I had a long conversation with the PT saying, okay, is this back? But this is how I've learned over years, you guys. I sat down with this person for 45 minutes and said, why? I thought these were gone. And he's like, no, they never went away. So it's all that lateral stability stuff that is so important for your body structurally and functionally over time. So you'll do as many as you can here. Really take as long as you want. You can rest and come back to it. And then keep going if you still want to. Lay on your back and put your right ankle on top and just give it a rest. And doesn't it just make so much common sense that your legs want to be strong all the way around the leg, not just your thighs? Your poor thighs doing everything out on a long walk. You can and will be walking with your glutes. You'll be stabilizing with your outer hips. Inner thighs will become stronger. We're not doing specific inner thighs today because it requires a ball in my view. But as you are strong all the way around your hips, everything changes. Total game changer. Lying on your right side when you're ready and lift lower for 10. So it's kind of like if you watch a 5-year-old walk around and all their strength is in its childhood mode. They have strength all the way around their hips. They walk with their glutes, right? They stabilize with their outer hips. Their inner thighs are firing. They know what to do. They know, their body knows what to do. 10 like this, 10 at the top, small. Good, good. And so we're trying to put that back, right? As our lives change and the demands of our lives change, and if you have sedentary work, you know what happens. Things really change, and you can put it all back together and turn on all the muscles that have gone to sleep over time. Exhale, exhale. And isn't that what we want in terms of staying upright? I hope you guys are in touch with me when I'm 80 and 90 and I'm still like walking around and have good posture and stuff. Keep going. Exhale, exhale. You can rest when you need to. We're just going to do as many as you can. When we first started this program, I had at least a quarter of my clients could only do like 4 at a time of this kind of thing. So do not worry if that's you. Do not worry if one hip can do 4 and the other one can do 14. It makes no difference. It will even out over time. So when you're ready to rest, you're going to rest. You should, I think I said that. You do as I say, not as I do. Keep going if you need it. And then when you're ready, you'll flip over on hands or elbows and take the leg up and down. Do the number that you like. Again, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 10, maybe it's more. Just go. No arch in the back, abdominals back. Feel it in your glutes, right in the middle, in the back. And then from there, you'll take the leg out to the side. So you'll move your hands to the right a little bit if you're working your left leg, and you'll lift lower. Slow it down. If you've been in a program that took this at a faster clip, that's using a lot of momentum as you speed it up. So as you slow it down, the goodness of the movement is on the up part and on the slowing down part. You want to get both. So when you make your body more functional, and when every exercise in your exercise program has a functional component, it has a reason. We know why we're strengthening what we're strengthening and what it's for in your life. And there's no sort of wasted movement. I mean, you'll notice I don't do burpees. I don't jump around. I love to jump around. I don't do it in class. Every movement could be straight out of your PT homework sheet, right? Which you were given for a reason. But proactively strengthening the body in that way is even better. So you're on your back when you're tired, left leg up, and figure 4. And honestly, if there are 40 or so movements, I once counted somewhere between 40 and 60 movements that a body needs to stay strong and whole, balanced, and like holistically tended to, and you are going to do those exercises over and over, then it better be interesting. And the way I make it interesting is to change the order, right? Is to like switch stuff up and make you laugh and, you know, distract you, but also keep your form going. And it just, the time just flies by. Okay, so you're on your back. We're going to work some abdominals, knees together, toes together. For my new people, one hand behind your head and one hand in a donut shape, either around your belly button or below your belly button. So you're trying to make a circle with your fingers and sort of poke down into where your abdominal muscle lives. Exhale and come up. And all I want you to do is think about, is that muscle rising towards your fingers? That's what we want. We're not worrying about whatever flesh layer sits on top. I want you all to have a flesh layer on top. That is normal, beautiful, necessary. Okay. And then from there, we're going to exhale up and inhale down. If you are a person whose neck does not like this type of abdominal exercise, I want you to try to do 3 or 4 and then rest. And you're thinking, what the heck will 3 or 4 do? Over time, the neck gets stronger, the abs get stronger, and the neck sort of resolves itself. After 10, hold at the top and then tiny lifts. 10 little tiny lifts at the top. So we're doing 10s and 10s today. And remember, the minute your neck tells you to, you're going to rest it, right? I have injured my neck. I've been in car accidents. I've had whiplash. I've had a head injury. Neck muscles, when they go completely atrophied, yeah, you don't want to do crunches in that healing zone, but eventually you want to get your neck stronger so that you can do things like, you know, get up, right? Pigeon-toed feet, knees together, go again. So we're going to exhale up and inhale down. If you want to, you can have 2 hands behind your head here. If you liked the feedback of your hands pressing down and finding abdominal muscle. Remember, it's an exhale on the way up with the muscle rising, and it's an inhale totally relaxed and like a hammock on the way down. You have to tell your body what to do or your body doesn't know. So that's where it goes. I'm connecting brain to body, mind to muscle. I know what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm listening to my neck. I'm resting when I need to. Let's do 3 sets like that, 10 slow and then 10 quick at the top, or whatever number you want. And I really mean that. I mean, if 15 feels like your jam, do 15. If 5 is it, do 5. We all start in a different spot. So important. Nice, nice. I am looking at you. I mentioned that I'm not giving corrections in this class because I'm like in demonstration mode, but that I want this class to be both accessible, right, and make you feel successful. And so I want to give you like a kind of class where you might feel it a little tomorrow, but you're not going to feel wiped out at all. Okay, when you do 3 sets, 10 slow, 10 quick, or whatever numbers you like in their place, then you'll just lie on the ground for a moment and windmill your knees. Less is more with abdominals. Okay, we need to work them and breathe with them almost with every movement we make. And so once you get your abdominals into a spot where they're firing with your exhale, you're going to feel that all day long. And you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. I'm doing the dishes, I'm standing at the sink, and I feel my abdominals in the coolest way. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the connection to life. Okay, bring your knees to the middle. Hands are going to go behind the head, and we're going to exhale and go across. Elbow to knee is the basic direction, okay? But honestly, there's more lift than there is turn. So if you can think about taking your shoulder towards your hip, and if you're in my program, we even think about both elbows toward one knee, but those are stages. So for now, it's kind of elbows to knee. You'll do about 10. Rest if you need to. Let your neck relax again. And just see what's going on. You've got a lot of abdominal muscles working together here. Obliques, rectus is working, transverse is working, everything's working. Other muscles of the torso are also joining. But mostly, you just want to keep it focused on the exhale and the abdominal sensation. If you like that, rest for a moment, go again. If you want more, straighten the legs, exhale, come up and across. Exhale, exhale. What are your abdominals doing? Get about 10 and then rest. And we'll do a spinal twist this side. So typical abdominal exercises in the experiment fall under a few different categories. Plank pose is a great one. Crunches, like we did it first, and then we did the crossing over, but it's still a crunch. You're lifting your head, is another category of abdominals. And the third category is like things you do with your legs. So when you take your legs up in the air, if they straighten really easily, work from straight. If it's already a struggle to take them up, work from bent. But your bent knee is going to be like rigid. It's a bad word in fitness, but that's the only way I know how to describe it. So they're bent and your feet are flexed and they're staying just like that. You can take your palms on the floor, or you can take your flat hands under your tailbone. Just going to lower one leg and bring it up. So here's the bent leg version. You can see it's not getting more bent and it's not getting straighter either. And so as you do this, I want you to think about, what does it feel like to lower the leg? Can you do it with your abdominals, right? On the way up, there's a lot of hip flexor there. But on the way down, there's a lot more abdominals. Here's the straight leg version in case you're more flexible that way. No pressure to straighten legs, it doesn't matter. And if you want more, you can start crossing through and doing one and then the other. Now, you don't have to put your hands under your tailbone. I myself don't like it. So you can put your hands under your tailbone or not, whatever you like. So now we're just kind of walking the legs. The minute your low back comes off the ground, that's it, you're finished. All right. And we're just going to straighten the legs and reach out through the arms. And then if you're already in my program and you're here today and you have one more abdominal thing you want to do, go ahead and throw it in. But for everyone else, we're just going to stretch for a couple minutes and finish, and then I'll have a little Q&A. So figure 4, we did the low variation. Now you're going to reach through the hole between your legs, and then pick up and wrap around the bottom leg. If that's too much stretch for you, leave the foot on the ground and press the knee away like this. Switch when you're ready. So there's absolutely no way I can explain the how and why of every single thing I do, but I can assure you that there's a long, well thought out explanation to every movement and position that I do in class. And the way that that happened was probably, I don't know, I once counted how many hours of teaching actual bodies I've done. 50,000 hours or something like that. So I really know women's bodies. It's my whole career obsession. Take your knees open when you're ready. Take your arms to the inside and gently press open. And of course I can work you harder, and I will. And of course I can work you softer, and I do. Once a week in the experiment, we have a stretch class that is 45 minutes of floor stretches, and it is better than getting a massage. You sleep better, you feel better, your body is soothed and sort of reorganized. Take one leg up, bottom leg bent for now, reach where you can reach, head is down, gentle hamstring stretch. It doesn't have to look like this. It could be way down here and you can just barely reach it, and you're starting to use your biceps to bring the leg a little closer. You can keep your bottom leg bent or straighten it out a little bit or all the way. A few deep breaths, ins and outs, and switch. And then we'll just finish with one more spinal twist. One knee up or two, and take the knees across and open out each arm to the side, or one on the knee, one to the side. So here's the one knee version. Here's the two knee version. So on strength and stretch for legs today, we hit all of the angles that help your body function better all around. So for strength, we used quads, we used hamstrings, we used glutes, we used all of the muscles at the side of the hip, those lateral stabilizing muscles. And the one strength area that we didn't do is inner thighs, although they do work on squats and other things, but we didn't have equipment in class today to squeeze on things. Lengthen your body in two directions after you have stretched both sides. Take a big breath, reach out through hands and heels, and exhale, relax. And again, big breath, reach out through hands and heels, and exhale, relax. And one more time, pull out, pull out, pull out, and exhale. We did the same thing with stretches. We stretched thighs, we stretched hamstrings, we stretched your outer hips, we stretched your inner thighs, we got your hip flexors opening. And so we're trying to catch it all and notice what feels tight and what doesn't. Come on up to seated, and you can be leaning back into something. You don't have to sit cross-legged, like this, be like this. Doesn't matter to me. Just take a big breath, close your eyes, and let it out. And go again, deep breath. And exhale, let it out. Go ahead and make some noise. You're home. You get to make sounds if you want to. And one more time, deep breath. And exhale. And just take a moment as you normalize your breathing and check in with your body. Do you feel a little bit better? Do you feel a little bit warmer? Do you feel like you did something positive for your body structurally in strength and stretch? And just take a moment to sort of scan from head to tailbone, from hips to toes, and from shoulders to hands, and just continue breathing softly. And when you're ready, on a big inhale, take one arm up as high as you can, and exhale, lower, and switch. Reach up, reach up, reach up, and exhale, and both. Go up, 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 and exhale, reach way out. And more exhale, give yourself a hug. Pat yourself on the back. Good job. Thank you for coming to class today. Today was just a sample. Today was the basics. I already know that my regular clients are here and did all kinds of other harder things, which I love, which is how class works. If you're new to my work, please know that this is a quarter of what I do. And I repeat, yes, I can kick your butt. I can, I swear. I can be quite mean, not really. I'm always nice. I just sometimes I'm more assertive than today, which is a good thing, right? Have a range. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to cut this recording, but I'm going to hang around for Q&A. And I would love it if you had any questions or celebrations, clarifying anything, really. Just let me know. Injuries, exercise stuff, pregnancy, postnatal, bad backs. I can keep going. Thank you for being here.